to the channel. If you're new, hey, how you doing? I am Mel. Today we're gonna look into Doloris canon. Okay, some of her insights. I got a good little bit of her material saved, like videos of her saved. So we're just gonna swiftly just go through it and kind of calculate, some of the spiritual truths that she has displayed or given to us over the years and whatnot. Okay, please like, share, subscribe, holla at your girl. If you know any other like philosophers or some type of law of attraction or any type of videos you want to review, you want to talk about, you want to discuss, put that shit in the comments. Okay, let's go, y'all.
If you can see it in your mind, visualize it, it must happen. That's a law of the universe. I want you to think about what it is you want, but be specific. See it as already done, already accomplished. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. If you say, I've got to do this and this and this, you're limiting to them as the only possible way it can happen. Just say, this is what I want. See it as already done, already accomplished. They fill in the blanks.
Okay. That's interesting. I never really thought, well, I have thought about it, but it never like really sunk into my mind. But yeah, we are a little picky when we want something, but we are not open to the many ways that they can come to us. So therefore, I see where we get a lot of our limiting beliefs from. So in some type of way, we have to be like vulnerable. You feel me? We got to be vulnerable to get what we want. We have to be open to getting what we want. So that's actually pretty cool. I just really legit just understood that insight like right then. Like, we block ourselves from growing. We block ourselves from lovers coming towards us. We block ourselves from just new opportunities coming our way because we're so limited. We don't have the bird's eye view as the angels do, or our ancestors, or whomever, whoever you talk to on a daily basis when it comes to your spirituality or your religion, whatever. But yeah, we sometimes we be fucking up because we're not letting ourselves be open to the possibilities. Because when you think of numbers, it's so many different combinations. You feel me? So that in my mind, it's like it's so many different dimensions. It's so many different ways to get it. It's so many different ways to get to your purpose. And it kind of remind me about the story about the alchemist. You can go off your path, you can do this and do it, but you always gonna come back to yourself. So whatever's meant for you is also just gonna come right back to you.
When you speak to your own body, you are the voice of God to that universe within you. See, within your body, you have a universe, an entire universe, all the cells and the organs. If you begin to talk to it, tell everybody how much you love it. I love you, heart. I love you, liver. Tell them how much you love it. It loves them because somebody's paying attention to it, and it will listen to you.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so we already know love is the most powerful frequency in the universe. So we also know that everything has energy, everything is living, whatnot. So this also kind of gives me the energy of it being surrounded around gratitude. You feel me? And like I said, being vulnerable. How many people you gonna feel weird? You gonna look weird if you think, man, I love my heart. You feel what I'm saying? You gonna look weird as hell. I love my little gap, or whatever the fuck. But it makes sense. You're planting seeds within your subconscious mind, even though you may not understand it. You feel me? It's just like an automatic response if you do this daily, or if you do this in a setting that is just trying to train yourself to be more in a loving, open, vulnerable frequency. Okay, because a lot of times our manifestations and shit that we want to happen, or healing that we want to encounter within our body, internally, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, it gets blocked by other people and what they may think. You feel what I'm saying? So if your energy is surrounded by what other people may think of you, when you're trying to speak things into existence, when you're trying to be more, do more, you just want to, you want to feel good in your own skin. A lot of people, when you're around certain people, they block that shit because you're scared about their response. So on a deeper level, this is just telling me that, or speaking to me, that we need to get comfortable with ourselves. We need to be more grateful, express more gratitude about, what we're able to do. Our bodies. Like a lot of us are healthy, some of us not, but we're still alive and kicking and shit like that. And we take this shit for granted. So we have to learn how to be more open to the love frequency in many ways, not just one or two.
Now you're in the human stage. You have to be everything. You've got to be male and female many, many times, and people sometimes get upset by that. They say, no, I've always been a man. What do you mean? You wouldn't learn everything if you were just one all the time. You have to experience both sides of everything.
And honestly, that goes to my beliefs, because I think God is a man and a woman, okay, but majority feminine, because feminine creates everything. So in my belief system, I believe that is definitely that's mysterious. But I don't know about the truth about being gay, though. I don't know about that.
Dolores Cannon once said to me, I think we were having breakfast together, she said, when all of this crazy stuff starts coming out about UFOs and aliens and, all the wild shit that goes on in the world, they're going to need people like you to be there and be a steady presence. And, a friend of mine said to me the other day, you look like a sane person talking about insane things. And I thought it was the nicest compliment. But, I always think about what Dolores said, because she was so steady. People look at her and they're like, you know exactly what you're talking about. You've done the research. You talk to people. You've got a good head on your shoulders. And so when she says the craziest stuff in the world, you sort of just believe her. So I wanted to say, the drone thing is crazy. There's so many wild and really unsettling things happening in this world right now. But I'm just going to keep doing what I do. I had an incredible regression today with a client who went to a few different places. She had an amazing healing experience with the Hathors on the moon. You can't really make this stuff up, as Dolores used to say.
Right.
So I'm a steady head. I'm going to just keep doing what I do, and I'll have my eyes peeled out tonight for the drones. Honestly, this government, could it get any sillier? I mean, they all look like, the silliest people in the world chasing their tails, all these different departments, the sheriff, the police, the Pentagon, the FAA.
I'm trying to cover
we're
up
on
stuff.
top of this. We have no idea what's going on. So I'm also going to do some consulting with my spirit guides, my pendulum, and I'm going to get to the bottom of this drone thing. You just keep watching my channel. You stay tuned. And
I feel like when shit gets like this, when there's so much going on in the world, the only people we can depend on, or spirits we can depend on, is those of the other and higher realms, okay? With her speaking on the drones, or just crazy things that Dolores may have told her, it just goes to show that we can connect with other beings. We can get certain downloads. We can be connected to the divine. We can be, the messenger that we're supposed to be. Because when you think of Jesus, what was Jesus? Basically a healer, a messenger, a magician, a witch. That's what Jesus was. Let's be for real. A prophet, all type of shit. You feel me? So I feel like a lot of us sleep on that. A lot of us are asleep on that just because we haven't experienced it. But certain people that give these truths, you just believe them. Because, have you done the research? Be for real. Do you some research and then you see what's true and what's not to you?
Mine, again, seemed to be the worst case scenarios, as he was trying to show us the absolute worst would happen if you go to the extreme. And if you will notice my map of the United States, there isn't very much left. The black areas are the areas that are left. The center part of the United States is the biggest section. That is the part that he said would be forced upward by 2,000 feet. While the other areas will be dropping off. California, most of what will be left will be the tops of the mountains as islands, a series of islands. And Texas and Florida, all those areas would drop. But the second map is dealing with Canada, and it's hardly any land left there because it's closest to the Arctic Circle. And as the water comes down, it floods all of those lakes. Those lakes come down and flood the Great Lakes, spread out the Mississippi and the Missouri rivers. So you can see how most of that area would be underwater.
California now, where there is no end in sight to the waves of powerful storms hitting the Golden State.
Tonight, there are few corners of the massive state of California not feeling the impact of the relentless line of storms that have been hammering that state for days.
The Red Cross in Nigeria is warning that communities affected by extensive flooding there could soon face outbreaks of disease.
Tonight, a desperate search to find the dozen still missing in northeastern Brazil after a weekend of flooding and landslides.
Y'all, I feel like that contradicts what the Bible says about everything going up in flames. Or it could have also been like symbolism to, like, things getting destroyed or being out of control. Because to be honest, there's a lot going on with these planes crashing. You got, Donald acting a fool like we know he would. It's a lot going on right now in America. Okay, you got China snitching on the Americans with they little bag brands and high fashion junk. Like, it's a lot coming down in America, and it's so much that we don't even know. You feel me? Or haven't even thought about or even process. Okay, but with her predicting this, it makes perfect sense to me. Hell, it makes sense to me because, like, anything can change at any moment. Anything can happen at any moment.
Third wave are the children. And some of them now are in their teens. But these are the hope of the world. They're the gift of the world. They're here to really make
94,
a difference.
baby.
And I've spoken at conferences about the new children where they're trying to educate the educators. And they have panels of these kids. And they're always saying, well, they're disruptive in the classrooms. That's why they have to put them on the medication. And they've said at the conferences, the reason they're disruptive is because they're bored. They said they say the teacher would ask them for an answer to a problem, a math problem or something. They tell them the answer. The teacher wants to know, how did you find the answer? And they said, I just know it. And to them, that's not enough. They want them to explain how they came by it. So that's very aggravating to one of these children. And another thing, they said they go over and over and over again the same material when I got it the first time. So they're bored. So what I was told to tell people, the teachers and the parents, is to give these kids challenges. That's how they should be treated. And they have a different way of thinking because they do grasp everything so quickly. So many wonderful things are happening. So these new children have a part in it. And the first and second waves have a part, but they've had difficulty.
Okay, so it said the third wave, it started in 90s and the 2000s era. So my interpretation of that would really be like, how all of a sudden, like, everybody got autism and stuff like that. I think that's when they started, like, it might have been a little bit further back. I can't remember the date. I might look it up and put it over here somewhere. But it's just giving vibes, because, like, autistic children are very smart. Okay, they're smart. They think differently. They act differently. They get bored easily. Do you hear what you just said? They get bored easily. They always fiddling, trying to find something that excite them, stimulate their mind. And also, I think that's why they created social media. You feel me? So we wouldn't be able to sit with ourselves and figure things out for ourselves. So we'll keep on scrolling all day, kind of keeping our attention span on whatever is going on social media. And that's why they paying people on social media to act a damn fool or dance or, do whatever. That's why they open that outlet like that. And plus, Age of Aquarius, technology, AI, all type of shit. But, it's always good and bad with everything. You feel what I'm saying? It's good and bad with everything. But they've been plotting on this autism shit, trying to fuck us up, but it's really gonna backfire on them. It's gonna backfire. I promise you. It's already has.
You go out of your body. You don't sleep all night long like you think you do. The body's what gets tired. The soul doesn't. Now, this is part of another lecture I give about life after death. But the soul is the real you, and it goes going off. You imagine how bored it would get waiting for you to wake up so it continue its life. So while the body is asleep, you're off having all kinds of adventures. You're on the other side, you're going to the spirit world, you're going to other planets.
Hey man, I can attest to this because I've noticed when I've astral traveled or I came out of my body and went somewhere, it was always quick to me though. I wake up and I just know I'm somewhere, and then by the time I'm trying to process and feel the realm out or feel where I'm at or get the message from it, it's about time to wake the fuck up. You feel me? So I'm still working on that shit, but she is so fucking right, because even sometimes, like when you wake up, you can be tired. Sometimes you're still tired, and it could be because your ass was up all night. Your soul was up all night. Your body was resting, but you still, have that. You're still attached to that energy. And plus, I also believe that we, of course, this is a stimulation that we're in right now. But when we're asleep, we're going back to where we belong, if that makes sense, or at least in the energy of being in another realm, which is a part of all realms. But I feel like this is the dream world, and then our dreams are the reality, if that makes sense.
You're going anywhere you want to go. So at a certain time, you're connected with the silver cord at all times to your body. That's what connects you, and that does not break until actually death. At that point, then the silver cord is dissolved. But at a certain time in the morning, you have to return to the body because the body has to wake up.
Makes total sense, ma'am.
You're not supposed to ever be sick. Never. The body is a miraculous machine that has been created to take care of itself and heal itself if we don't interfere. But you make yourself sick. And if the mind is powerful enough to make yourself sick, it's also powerful enough to heal you. First, we got to find out why. Why did you do this to yourself? What were you trying to tell yourself? Every disease is the body talking to you.
Yes, I love that one now. I felt that one in my whole spirit. Only because like I'm an avid believer of like shifting your energy through your mind, through your subconscious. You feel me? Through meditation, 1044, as I talk, as I speak. Okay. I'm a believer. I'm a heavy believer in that. And yes, it's a process to change how you see yourself, to change your components in your body or the energy in your body. It does take time, okay? But the more you get to know you, the more you have intention over what you want to change in your life or change in your body or change about your mind or change about your circumstances in general. The more intention you put into that 1818, as I'm looking, the more you put energy into that, the more you put attention, energy into that, you'll see changes, okay? And the thing about feeding your subconscious mind or feeding or focusing your energy on something that you want to bring into fruition, bring into reality, or a type of energy that you want to have or birth or evolve into, the more that you do this, you'll see it. You feel me? Because you're giving it your attention, you're giving it your energy. Your mind is on this. Your mind is powerful, okay? But it also has to align with your heart, okay? You have to really like feel it, if that makes sense. Because it's like what we were just saying earlier about the love situation.
There's two things you're going to have to get rid of if you want to move into the new earth. One is karma. Because if you have karma, you're going to have to stay on that wheel. And the other one is to get rid of fear. Fear is the strongest emotion a human has. It's paralyzing. You get rid of fear, otherwise you can't move, you can't evolve, you can't go into this wonderful thing we're going into. You have to forgive. You have to get rid of the karma. Let it go. It doesn't matter. And let go of fear.
I like that. And that's a concept I still work with to this day. When the fear concept, learning how to be more fearless, even like, especially when I'm like doing something new, like this is something new I'm doing, kind of like reacting to spiritual shit. So or just trying a different lane just to see how I feel about it, or if this is one of my paths or something like that. So I totally understand that, because fear will get in the way of your growth. Fear will it will block shit for you. So it's like, it's also a trauma response, fear can revolve around, self-concept, how you see yourself, okay? Or like I say, listening to others, or thinking that you can't be as successful as other people, just doing what you want to do. You have to really like embody your own energy, okay? I think I'm gonna stop it on this one and just do a part 2, since we like 20 minutes in. So, if you like this content, please let me know. If you don't really care, because it's still gonna do it. But no, like, share, subscribe, holla at your girl. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.